welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we continue our conversation and we're still talking about motorsports or just vehicles on a whole. We're talking about what's happening this weekend and we are chatting this morning with Mr. Lincoln Macgyver Stewart. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning to you. Nice having me.
Yes, and we're talking about the Caribbean Auto Fete that's happening this weekend. And if I remember from previous conversations, there are huge prizes to be won in this particular car show competition. Tell us a bit about what's happening this weekend. We know that this is happening on Sunday, and if anybody is interested or has any idea about car shows, they know that Easter weekend in Tobago is the time to see all the cars. Actually, you start seeing cars from tonight. From tonight, you see all those cars down in the Crown Point. Tomorrow, you once you're in Tobago, you're gonna see the cars
on the way here already.
Exactly. So tell us a bit about.
So to continue from where Dexter would have taken up, I'm gonna go target there right. This weekend promises to be pretty exciting in terms of even sponsorship. We're putting into drifting and car racing, well, more drifting in this car show event. This Caribbean Auto Fete this year was fortunate enough to attract a big sponsor in the motor industry, that is Shenell Motor Oil.
Right.
And what Shenell is doing for the first place person that would come out on top in the drifting, they are actually sponsoring. They are looking for the first place, the person who could come out on top. And they are offering a $15,000.
Wow.
Grand sponsorship, prize. So that vehicle they would put out $15,000 working with this person to have the car upgraded, running the Shenell Motor Oil brand, and so from that aspect of it, we don't have the guys from that side offering a hefty prize already on behalf of Shenell Motor Oil.
That's exciting. Yeah. So basically the vehicle kind of becomes an ambassador.
An ambassador for the brand.
Wow.
Right?
And so would the TMA be a part of that drifting? He was just here talking about drifting. Yes, is it open or is it already closed off?
No, it's not that it's closed. Everyone is invited. Once as you're a drifter, you have a vehicle partaking in drifting. The interest should be there now that Shenell has actually come on board to somebody to actually get the opportunity to be wearing the brand Shenell on their vehicle with the assistance. And apart from that, there would be additional oil hampers, prizes for runner-ups in the actual competition.
Right. And so this is happening at the Dwight York Stadium.
The Dwight York Stadium, yes.
So down at the parade grounds, is that where the drifting competition will be happening?
Actually, it would not be on the parade ground at the big part. It would be actually the stadium car park. That's the one in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In the back of the stadium that is closer to the traffic light.
Yeah, closer to the traffic light.
Understood. So we know that this is called the Caribbean Auto Fete for a reason.
Yes.
Because it includes members from not just Trinidad and Tobago, but throughout the region. Yes. And I know that there is a prize for someone to go to, I believe it's Grenada.
It's actually St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, fully funded trip to St. Vincent. Tell us a bit about that.
What Caribbean Auto Fete is actually doing, linked with their Caribbean partners, is offering 6 spots, actually. So in different categories, maybe I think 1 would be from drifting, 2 would be from show cars, and 3 others would be from the song aspect of it, the audio aspect of it. So they're offering 6 spots to fully sponsored to go to St. Vincent. That's in August, to attend a show in St. Vincent.
Right. Now, car shows in the earlier days used to be predominantly focused on the viewers, and the attention would be placed on, you know, persons really coming to see and just persons displaying for the world to see all the work that they have been doing on their car for the year or throughout the years, and just making those connections with other persons who have the same passion
Yes.
for cars and different elements of cars. But now it has moved to more of a sport
Yes.
and an industry, and greater focus is being placed on the drivers.
Yes.
And giving them more opportunities.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit about that evolution in the sport or in the industry.
Well, some people doesn't like to call it a sport, but we tend to call it a sport because actually it is. You're competing, you know, maybe not in the way how people tell us sports supposed to be, but actually it's a competition. So we tend to think of it as a sport. And like I said, the evolution has taken place where before, in a car show, you just have vehicles come and just display and somebody come and watch. This is night. Now it is actual competition. And to some level, the bar has been raised as to the rewards from the competition.
Right.
You know, so it makes it more interested. Okay, I could say here now, I was fortunate, just in February, I would have taken my music vehicle to St. Lucia to enter actual Caribbean competition.
Right.
Where participants from Barbados, Grenada, St. Vincent, and I was the lone representation for Trinidad and Tobago. So it is becoming more and more of something of interest where you're, apart from just coming to just see a display, there are rewards behind it, whether big, small, or this kind of thing, pushing the sport forward.
Right. And, you know, for a number of parents, they are looking for avenues to diversify different fields or industries for their children to get into, particularly for the ones who may be a bit troubled or not academically inclined. Now, when we look at mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or different elements of engineering or just mechanics on a whole, there is that industry that persons can tap into. How can, you know, motorsports or just, you know, the car showing arena provide particular opportunities for young boys who are passionate about cars to get involved on a more technical career level?
Well, especially in audio, well, okay, let's talk about, I won't be able to elaborate too much, but we could see it for ourselves. In racing, most time drifting and this kind of thing, when you check the involvement of tires. Tires is something that we used very frequently. So tires have to change. There's actual availability of learning in being a tire technician.
Okay.
Right? Then you have the electrical system of the car. You know, so there are actual avenues for people to make themselves qualified in that. Then we have the actual mechanical aspect of it. Then when we talk about the audio side, there's so much on the audio side that involved, because most time in a competition or out there this weekend, God forbid, there are guys that are going to lose some speakers, there are guys that are going to lose some amplifiers and this kind of thing. So you have these sectors of the vehicles that need to be maintained. So there are the need for people in that field. And then when you look at some of the like I said, the evolution is taking place so much that the creativity, parents should come out and actually see the creativity now that are done to vehicles where it comes to installation of music. Long time it used to be just some wires. You're seeing some wires now. You're not able to see wires. You're more seeing like an amplifier display, and then you have a lot of lighting around it, and you know, so there are actual avenues and benefits. So young people in getting involved,
and see elements that their children may be really excited to get into,
to see,
not just for entertainment, but as
there are actually skill opportunities
for career advancement. Now we are living in a time where technology plays a huge role in how society is evolving. When we look at the involvement or the just using AI, artificial intelligence. I'm sure that we're going to see a lot of that this weekend with persons using that new technology, whether it be to operate the lights, to operate the sound system, or to use AI to get the cars to go up and down. We don't know. We don't know what we can see. We can see Transformers this weekend because persons are really going to the ultimate extent, and now with the technology, they are able to do things that they may not have done before. The technology also provides avenues for increased diagnostic testing and the efficiency and effectiveness of that. Is that also an area for young persons to look into as it pertains to even like coding and software development to help further evolve the industry outside of what we are seeing now?
Yes, and I think Caribbean Auto Fete should be one of the events or the event to attend to this weekend in seeing the evolution as to where the technology has gone, where cars are concerned. And the thing about it is that I mean, I'm in it, so I would see what is taking place. But Tobago basically get this one big chance Easter time, which this is something customary, to see where we have moved from in terms of this technology. So I'm urging each and everyone out there, parents, bring out the kids to this level of show in Caribbean Auto Fete to see exactly where we have moved from last year to this year.
Right, and just remind our viewers, this weekend we're talking about Sunday. This is Sunday the 5th of April, and that's happening at the Dwight York Stadium. Yes. And would the event be happening at different parts of the stadium? So you have some stuff happening at the top, some stuff happening at the back, or is everything going to be at the back of the stadium?
Everything is going to be at the back of the stadium. I think the involvement of the training ground and this sort of thing arrangement are made there to make sure that it's very spacious to facilitate what is to be offered.
So there will be ample parking
and everything.
Bathroom facilities.
Yes. So you don't have to worry.
Areas.
Yes, vending areas and thing. And the nice thing about it is that Caribbean Auto Fete is not going to be that stringent or that thing to people. One of the things for this alignment weekend and this kind of things when everybody had their drinks, but fortunately or unfortunately, drinks prices are very high. So, sometimes in some events, they tell you no coolers allowed and this kind of thing. This is an event where we allow you to bring your cooler, walk with what you want to drink, so that way you won't be focused on the burden of going to a bar to line up, not to get drinks on time. So you are offered the opportunity in Caribbean Auto Fete to walk with your coolers and get access to your drinks and ice, things like ice and all these kind of things, soft drinks, everything going to be provided along with whatever you bring.
And it's Caribbean Auto Fete. Would you say that you're seeing a greater level of automation in the evolution of the sport now? It's less manual, less things to do with your hand. Before, a man may have had to go in his car and flip a switch and then you see everything start lighting up and everything. Well, now a person might just click a button on their phone and everything, starts happening. So do you see that greater move towards automation in the industry?
Yes, actually, okay, look like, let's say for the car audio, normally you would have seen everybody by the vehicle or going inside the vehicle to put on the music and this kind of thing. Right now, you will be seeing vehicles and you would ask yourself, but what the person who playing this vehicle? Because the person actually in the crowd using a tablet, using an iPad, this kind of way, and operating their sound system from there in terms of changing tracks, volume up, this kind of thing. So the evolution is definitely taking place, and hence the reason why I'm focusing on the fact that, parents should try to make this event something to bring the kids to see, because kids are catching fast that this is their age. There are certain things I can't even do on my phone. I have my kids with me, because of the fact that this is not my
era. The technology
So, it's definitely moving and leaning strongly towards that side of things.
Of evolution. Now, finally, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers looking on about getting their tickets, being at the venue on time, or just the logistics, where they're parking, all of that?
Okay, I'm not too much at liberty to say pertaining to the parking, so I won't try it, but I know that there will be secure parking, there will be even the parking areas, wherever there will be security personnel to make sure that your
Right.
vehicle is secure and this kind of thing. Tickets were, there were outlets that tickets were sold, but I would advise that those tickets are sold out. So right now, everyone is encouraged to come to the actual venue. They'll be facilitated. And the prices of the tickets, it's $100 for adults. It's $60 for kids 6 to 12, and 6 and under, kids are free. Drivers and vehicles, it's $200 for you and your vehicle to go inside to the event to participate in the event.
Thank you so much. Well,
Okay.
that's a lot of information. So, persons can definitely be a part of what's happening on Sunday. Again, we want to thank you so much, Macgyver,
Yes,
for
no
being here.
problem.
And we look forward to seeing you on display on
Yes, I'll
Sunday.
be there. I'll be there.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Shenell Felix, and have a great day.